Hey guys, this is Eliza and welcome back to a new video. So today we'll be announcing a brand new readathon that I am hosting. So this readathon is called the Bookopoly-a-thon. This is not directly related to the actual Bookopoly board game. It is just a Monopoly themed readathon. So just to get that out of the road, and I know other people have used Monopoly for other things, but I've not been able to find an actual readathon that has been created based on a Monopoly. So if that's the case, please let me know down below and I'll credit them, but I have not been able to find one, so I think this is the first one. So I will be not rambling. Hopefully, in this video, there is a lot of information to get through because there is a lot of small aspects about this readathon. I will have a blog post for this announcement as well. I will link that right at the top down below, so that way if you guys want to see a visual representation of what everything means, you can go back to reference that throughout the readathon if you're confused about any of the information. I will also have all our other links down below for our Twitter, but I will also be linking our Discord down below. So instead of doing sprints on Twitter, we will be doing them on Discord. I've seen a fair few readathons now actually doing this, and it just works so much more seamlessly than it does on Twitter. So I decided to incorporate that into this readathon, and it'll also be a place for you guys to chat. I'll have different rooms depending on whether we're doing sprints or just chatting. You guys will be able to chat together about the readathon, about the challenges, whatever you guys want to talk about it to do with reading, basically. So that is the end of my rambling. Now onto the important stuff. So first thing, the dates. This will be going for the entirety of July. So from 12 a.m. in your time on the 1st of July all the way through to 11:59 p.m. on the 31st of July in your time zone. So I'll put the board on the screen right now. This will be linked on our Twitter. Will probably be the easiest place for you guys to go to download the image, or the blog post. You'll also be able to save it off there. So just go and save the image, and you can either blow it up and print it out if you want to, or just have it on your phone and be able to zoom in. I could not make the text bigger because otherwise all the information would not be able to fit on this Monopoly board. So you will have to zoom in or enlarge it to be able to read it properly, unfortunately, but there's a lot of information on this because it is a pretty big board. So yes, Twitter or the blog post will probably be the easiest ways for you guys to download. So the basics on how the board game will work. Obviously, you will roll your dice, roll 2 dice, and make your way around the board. You will earn points on certain spaces. You could lose points on other spaces. There's additional challenges that might need to be completed for certain spaces, or there's a couple that require a little quiz for you to get either more or less points, depending on what you get from the quiz. So I'll just be running through what each of the type of spaces on the board means and what you need to do for each of those types of spaces. So the first one is your property spaces. These ones are identified as the places on a normal Monopoly board that you would purchase your properties. They have the colored little block at the top of the space. All you have to do for these ones is complete the challenge that is written on that square, and then you will earn that amount of points. So you'll see at the bottom of each of those spaces it says earn such and such points. So that's the amount of points you will earn if you complete that reading challenge. And just quickly with those ones, and I'll mention this for different types of spaces, if you land on the exact same space twice, you can either choose to redo that challenge and earn another lot of points, or simply roll again and miss out on earning those extra points. It's entirely up to you if you land on the same space twice. Think of it as if you landed on that space in Monopoly and you purchased it. If you land on again, it doesn't really mean anything. You can just move on if you wish to. Now, we have tried to make the reading challenges for these spaces pretty broad, but in the case that you land on one that you do not have a book that fits it, you can fit something that's kind of simple, like it kind of works, but it doesn't quite work. You can make that fit or go the complete opposite. So get creative with it, as long as you can reason why you read that particular book for this challenge, whether it be because it kind of fitted or whether it was the opposite. Get creative with it. As long as you have a reason, we will count it and you will earn the points. So next we have our treasure chest space. So this replaces the community chest on the actual Monopoly game. So this one requires you to do a little quiz. It is just like a basic quiz, like answering some questions like pick a favorite color, pick a favorite genre, like those type of things. It's really, really basic. And you just complete that quiz, and from that quiz, you will receive one of 10 cards. So it's as if you're picking up a community chest card off the board after you land on it, and there was just 10 cards you could possibly get, one of which is a get out of a reading slump free card. However, the other ones you may either earn points or lose points or have to travel somewhere on the board based on which card you get, basically exactly the same as a community chest, but you just have to do a little quiz to be able to get your card. If you land on the treasure chest square twice or any of the treasure chest squares twice, you must do the quiz again, but do it in the opposite. So if you had answered yellow the first time, answer blue the next time. This is just so you get a different card and you don't continuously get the same one. So yeah, get creative. It really doesn't matter the second time around, just as long as you get a card at the end. That's all that matters and you follow that card. Next we have the adventure space. This one replaces the chance spaces, and for this one there is another quiz. However, this one is a little adventure. So for this one you have to make decisions based on a scenario, and by the end of the scenario there will be 3 options that you could achieve. For those options you will either earn or lose points. So it's pretty simple. You don't get a card at the end of this one. It's just like a little adventure. It's a 10-question adventure, I believe it is, and then we discover whether you get the treasure from the dragon in the end. Now, next we have the forget your book or the dropped your book spaces. So these ones replace the income tax and luxury tax squares on a normal Monopoly board. For these ones, if you land on them, you simply lose points. So whether you land on the forget your book or the drop your book, you will lose 100 points either time. It's basically the exact same as landing on the luxury or income tax squares and having to pay money. So that one's pretty simple. If you land on it, you lose points. So next we have the bookshelf spaces. So these you can recognize by the little pile of books that is on the front of them. You will see one of them just here. These ones replace either the airport or the train station squares, the like travel squares that are at like the 4 sides. Now I'm doing a dance. At the 4 sides of the board. So these ones, they are the same as the property squares where you have a challenge. However, the amount of points you earn will depend on how many of these squares you have completed. So this is a little bit hard to explain, so I hope I explain it right. If not, check out the blog post and I might explain it differently and you understand, hopefully. So for this one, the first time you land on any one of these bookshelf squares, you earn 100 points. If you land on any one of these bookshelf squares again, you get 150 points this time. If you land on it a third time, 200 points. 4th time, 250 points. So basically you could just earn bonus points by landing on these squares multiple times. You don't have to land on the exact same square every time. As long as it's one of the bookshelf squares, it will count. But we just want to give you a little bit of bonus. This one was kind of based on if you own more than one train station or airport, the other person, if they land on your square, has to pay more rent because you own more than one of them. That was kind of where that was based off. Just you get a little bit extra points. If you have any trouble calculating your points at any point, you can either message me on Twitter, Dusk Angel Reads, my link will be down below as always, or message the Bookopoly on Twitter, or tag me in a question on Discord and I will answer it for you. Next we have the sorting hat space. So we wanted to incorporate something Harry Potter as it is Harry Potter's birthday in the month of July. So we decided to incorporate the sorting hat. So this one's pretty easy. If you already know your Hogwarts house, then you're already set to go. If you do not know your Hogwarts house, head on over to the Wizarding World website, which is the official J.K. Rowling's website. It used to be called Pottermore, and you can do the quiz over there, find out what Hogwarts house you are. And based on that house, there is different challenges. So if you're a Gryffindor, read a book with red on the cover. If you're a Slytherin, read a book with green on the cover. If you're a Ravenclaw, read a book with blue on the cover. And if you're a Hufflepuff, read a book with yellow on the cover. Pretty simple challenges, but we just wanted to incorporate something Harry Potter into the ReadAthon. The next space I want to talk about is the reaping. So this one, similar to the Harry Potter space, we wanted to incorporate something to do with the Hunger Games because obviously everyone is talking about the Hunger Games again right now due to the release of the Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. So it's a little bit hyped right now, so we decided to incorporate something to do with the Hunger Games, and I came up with the reaping. So this one is one of the only spaces that you actually get a real choice in the type of challenge you are going to be doing. So this one, all you have to do is choose one of the 12 districts and complete the corresponding challenge. So it doesn't matter which district you choose, it is entirely up to you. Choose whichever one, you have a book that fits, whichever one that fits a book you really want to read, whatever works, just choose a district and read that challenge. And I did try and theme the challenges over what each of the districts are known for. You might pick that up if you're a huge like the Hunger Games fan, but I did kind of do that. Some of them were a little difficult to kind of get to really match, but I made it work. So District 1, read a book with gold on the cover. District 2, read a book with a weapon on the cover. District 3, read a book that features advanced technology. District 4, read a book that features an ocean, a lake, a creek, basically any body of water. District 5, read a book with a powerful message or with a character that is seeking power. District 6, read a book that features travel. District 7, read a book that has a tree or a plant on the cover. District 8, read a book with a colourful or a rainbow cover. District 9, read a book set in the outback. District 10, read a book with an animal on the cover. District 11, read a book with a landscape on the cover. And lastly, District 12, read a book with a black cover. Now onto the corner spaces that are around the board. So first we have the go space. For this one, if you go past go, you collect 200 points. Pretty simple, same as it is in the actual Monopoly game where you collect like $200 or 2K or whatever it is, depending on what currency it's in or what type of value it's working on. Basically, they all change. But yes, basically just collect 200 points if you go past go, unless specified otherwise due to a card or, you know, landing on the go to a reading slump square. So next around the board, we have in a reading slump and just visiting. So this is the same as the jail or in jail and just visiting. If you land on this and you're not actually in a reading slump, just keep on going. If you are in a reading slump, there are 3 ways to get out of said reading slump. The first one is to roll the dice and get a doubles within 5 rolls. So you have 5 rolls, and if you do not roll a double in those 5 rolls, you have to choose one of the other options. The second one is to lose 100 points. So you basically pay 100 points to get out of the reading slump. And lastly is to use your get out of a reading slump free card, which you can receive through the treasure chest space. Next, we have the library. This one, if you land on, you simply roll again and keep going. It was basically just to replace the free parking space, but there is not any challenge to this. It's just a library. You can go and visit it as often as you want, and you can leave whenever you want. Then the last space on the board is the falling into a reading slump. So this is the go to jail space. If you land on this one, you must head to in a reading slump, and if you pass go, do not collect 200 points. So I'll just go around the board and explain each of the challenges. So firstly, obviously we start at go. The next one is the brown squares. We have under 200 pages, so read a book that is under 200 pages, and for this one you earn 60 points. Then we have the treasure chest. Next we have read a book with a brown cover. You earn 60 points for that one also. Then we have forget your book, which you lose 100 points. Then we have building on the cover, which is one of the bookshelf squares, so you earn points depending on how many of those you've completed so far. Then we go into the blue squares. Read in your favorite chair / spot. You can read any book for this, but just do some reading in your favorite chair or spot. Earn 100 points for that one. Then we have an adventure square. Next we have an LGBT main character. So you just read a book that features an LGBT main character. Earn 100 points for that one. Next we have a YA novel. This is pretty simple as most of you guys read YA, I believe. So earn 120 points for that one. Then in the corner we have in a reading slump or just visiting, depending on what your situation is. Then moving on to the pink one, so we have star / moon on the cover. So for that one, you can earn 140 points. Then we have the sorting hat space. Next, we have features immigration in any way. It doesn't matter where they're immigrating to from, even if it's in a fantastical world. Features immigration. Earn 140 points for that one. Then we have a strong female main character. You can earn 160 points for that one. The next to the bookshelf squares, we have a funny dedication page. This is the page that's just before the book starts where the author dedicates it to someone in their life usually. If it makes you laugh, it counts for this challenge. Then we have the red squares, read with a candle lit. So this one doesn't matter again what book you read, just read with a candle lit. That one you earn 180 points. Then we have a treasure chest square. After that we have witch or wizard main character. Obviously you could use Harry Potter for this, but any witch or wizard as a main character will do. Earn 180 points for that one. Then we have orange cover. For this one you earn 200 points. Then in the corner we have open library, so this one you just roll again. Then onto the red squares, we have set in a different country. For this one you earn 220 points as long as the book is set in another country from wherever you live. Then we have adventure. After that, read with your favorite drink. Again, you can read any book you like, just read it while drinking your favorite drink. For that one you earn 220 points. Next we have 3-word title, so any book that has 3 words in the title only, earn 240 points for that one. The next bookshelf square we have gripping a first line. So if you read the first line of a book and you think, damn, I want to read this book, it counts for that challenge. Then moving on to the yellow squares, we have author with initials. So this is an author that uses initials on their book, so J.K. Rowling, J.R.R. Tolkien, anything like that, as long as there is initials, it counts. For that one you earn 260 points. Next we have a novella. That one you read 260 points. Then we have the reaping square. After that is beautiful cover, so any book that you think has a beautiful cover, earn 280 points for that one. Then in the top corner we have fall into a reading slump, advance to in a reading slump. If you pass go, do not collect 200 points. Then moving on to the green squares. Firstly, we have 400 plus pages. So any book that is 400 plus pages counts for this challenge. And for that one, you earn 300 points. Next, we have 20 or less chapters. So you need to read a book that has 20 or less chapters in it. For that one, you earn 300 points. After that, we have treasure chest. Then we have audiobook. So read any audiobook and earn 320 points. Then we have the next and the last bookshelf square. So for this one, author shares an initial with you. So if the author shares either of their initials with your initials, it counts for this. Then we have an adventure square. Then moving on to the blue squares, and we have published your birth month. So any book that is published in the same month that you were born counts for this one. And for that one, you earn 350 points. Then we have the dropped your book square, where you lose 100 points if you land there. And then lastly, the very last space is starts with J. This can be either the title or either of the author's names. And for that one, you earn 400 points. So that is all the spaces that you may encounter around the board. That is pretty much it. You basically complete challenges as you go around, lose points, earn points. It is up to you guys to keep track of your points. I will be putting up a Google sheet. That way you guys can put just your username and the amount of points you currently have. So that way you have a place to keep track of them if you need to. But that will purely be optional. You don't have to put your points up there. This isn't a competition. We didn't want to make this a competition purely because some people read less, some people read more. So didn't want to make it a competition of who can read the most points. So keeping track of the points is entirely up to you guys. Of course, you can share your points when you're talking about the readathon, as well as how many books you've read, that type of thing when you're talking on Discord or on Twitter or on Instagram or wherever. But I will have that Google sheet linked down below if you guys want to use that just to put your points up there so you guys can keep track of them and know where they are. As I said before, if you have any trouble adding up points or figuring out how many points you need to earn at this particular stage in the readathon you're at, just let me know and I can help you out. My socials are linked down below, or also just message the Bookopoly Twitter account. Make sure you go and sign up for Discord, or just go and join our Discord. It will be linked down below. That is where we will be mainly chatting, so definitely come over and join us there. So lastly, I just wanted to mention the co-hosts. I have 8 co-hosts that are helping me this round, and I will link all their socials down below for the ones that have book related socials that wish to share them. Not all of them do, but if they do, they are down below. So our hosts are Elizabeth, Erica, Haley, Laura, Leah, Patricia, Lila, and Sherry, as well as myself, the creator. So I think that is all the information you guys need to know. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below or in the comment section of my blog post, and hopefully we will have an awesome readathon. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you get a chance to join us for the Bookopoly-a-thon in July. So that is it for this video, and I will see you guys in my next one.